I tried to save money. I tried to pass that course. I tried to get that job. Every time you use it, it's because you failed at something. So now if you're going to try to lose weight, I'm going to try to quit smoking. What did I just do to myself? I failed. I opened a big doorway, a bigger door to walk out of than I've got to walk into. Get rid of the word try. And when you're giving yourself suggestions in the morning at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever time you get up for that 10 minutes, you've got to train yourself to get rid of the word try. Now, how are you going to do that in that 5 minutes if you're saying it all day long? It's going to become so natural to you that that's the way you talk. So you have to train yourself to get rid of it always. Take it out of your vocabulary, get rid of it. Another one is lose weight. You're going to lose weight? Doctors talk about losing weight. Losing is a failure, isn't it? If you lose at poker, you lose your kids in the store, you lose money in the stock market, you've lost. What do you do when you lose your kids in the supermarket?
Jump for joy?
Panic.
No, humorously you do, but really, fear comes across you, and you go find them, don't you?
Yeah, I don't lose it.
You don't try to find your kids.
You go find them.
Make it happen.
Frantically.
Yes.
What happens if you lose your car keys? Man, I gotta go find them. Your subconscious is pre-programmed because of that fact. To every time you hear the word lose relating to something that you do, you want to go find it.
So you don't lose it and find a way.
So now you've gone through this program that I do weight control, and I've worked with you. You take off 25 pounds, and somebody notices it and says, hey, you've lost a lot of weight. Your subconscious says, I got to go find it. Unless you program yourself to catch it and say, he really meant something else, and consciously go through that process of saying, cancel, 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 delete.
So how do you avoid that?
How do I avoid that? I train myself. That's part of the training to become a hypnotist.
So you can't say the word lose or try or not. What other alternatives are there?
Work at it. You'll come up with it.
Give me a few minutes.
You'll find them. And once you find them and start using them in your context, I can't give you all of them because my ways of talking are not the same as your ways of putting sentences together. So what I give you as an example may not fit your mode of speaking. So you need to come up with those over a period of time and build those into your speech patterns by using them. Always talk in positive tones, in positive words. Get rid of the negatives. If I'm doing my graphology, I do handwriting analysis, okay? I could say that you're stubborn, but I could also say that you're very steadfast in what you do.
Strong-willed.
Strong-willed. I could say that you're tight, or I could say that you're very frugal. I could say that you're fearful, or I could say that you're sensitive. There are positive meanings to describe virtually everything that you need to describe when you're talking to other people. You also have to watch yourself in terms of what other people say because your subconscious is listening to that too. Other people around you aren't trained this way to get rid of that stuff. So consequently, the negative things. Now, why do people talk in negative terms? Because of the shock value. The notoriety and the things that can come from it. Friendship and people notice you more if you're using those shocky words.
Like when people say I'm a loser?
Yeah. Of course you're not a loser. You're a very positive person. But it gets the attention of other people around, either from other people who thought they were losers or other people who are shocked to hear that he thinks he's a loser. The news at night is almost all negative things. If you sit and listen to the news, you're bound to come out with a lot of negativity in yourself. I listen to it, but I also counter that with a lot of positives from my own. If you're going to make a big major decision in your life, a lot of people will tell you don't. A lot of trained people like this will tell you, if you're going to make a major decision, getting married, buying a house, buying a car, going to, whether or not to go to school, go for your PhD, these are major decisions. Okay? If you're going to make a major decision, clear your mind of all the negatives. How do you do that? You don't read the newspaper. You don't listen to the news. You don't listen to radio. You find good, positive people to be around, and you stick with them. And you do a lot of soul-searching and a lot of deciding. Once you get your mind clear of every other negative thing. Because if you make a decision while you're under the influence of a lot of negativity around you, you're going to make a bad decision. A decision that you might not be able to back up.
I had a question about where the subconscious mind theory comes from that you described.
The first person that came up with the theory of a subconscious was Freud. But there is a conscious and an unconscious. And it's true to some extent. We've modified that theory throughout the years. There is a level of consciousness that extends all the way from wakefulness and excited to asleep and still somewhat consciously awake. Beyond that, towards sleep, you lose the conscious state, but you are still awake subconsciously. It's a long, slanted, tapered
Many
distance.
subtle levels.
It does not have stairway-type steps. It's where are you on that long, tapered pathway. That's why once you're into the alpha state, which is where you're still fairly aware, real aware of what's going on, you can be in hypnosis and not realize it. And when somebody brings you out of that state, you can say, well, I wasn't hypnotized. Well, what's your conception of what hypnosis is? Does it mean zonked and don't remember? Or does it mean able to respond? Or what does it mean? And that's why we have a lot of people come out of hypnosis that say, yeah, I wasn't hypnotized. Well, I know to watch for the physical signs of hypnosis in the facial features. And I know when someone's in hypnosis and when they're not. You take somebody, I give a suggestion to go deeper, and they all of a sudden go into REM sleep. I've got somebody that's in hypnosis and very responsive. Then I know that I don't need to take them any deeper. If I've got somebody that's still fairly lucid and can respond a little bit, then I know that I've got enough to get some suggestions in. And if I want to work at deepening the state, I can. But that's all that's really necessary to give the suggestions. All you have to have is that contact with the subconscious mind.
Are you familiar with the term astral projection?
Yes,
Does it play any part in hypnosis?
it is. It is a psychic use for the hypnotic state.
What?
When you talk about astral projection, you're talking about mentally traveling from your present place to somewhere else, which puts you into the context of psychic stuff.
Which is not really...
ESP and that sort of thing. Does it work? We'll get into a whole other conversation about that, but I'll say, yeah, it works. Works fine.
Is this like you're just going through your memory at the time, or are you really there?
You're really there.
You're there.
Oh, wow.
You can describe your surroundings. You can communicate thoughts. I studied this, but I get to the meditative part, and I'm out.
Well, you go
I
past
can
it.
just,
You go past it.
yeah, I just.
You don't need a very deep state of
hypnosis.
hypnosis. Basically, you don't need any deeper state of hypnosis than what you would have when you're at church praying.